Hello and welcome to the Big Orbit Games unboxing video for the latest X-Wing release, the new X-Wing Force Awakens starter. So this is for the new film, episode 7, which I'm sure you're all very excited about. So we get some new ships in here and some new stuff. So first of all, just going to quickly show you the back, because they've redone the back of this now. So you get to see the pretty picture of all the new stuff. So for those of you who are already playing X-Wing, this core set is a good supplement, and for those of you who play tournament, is an essential supplement because of some of the content, which I will get to shortly. So let me just open the box and we'll start digging through the contents. So right at the top you've got the new models and the token boards here. So let me see if I can get into this. Yeah, there we go. I'm sure you all love watching me open plastic wrappers. So right here we can already see, so you've got your usual shield tokens and effects and stuff. What we have here are some new shapes for asteroids as well. So in tournament play, for example, at the moment you have to pick three shapes to bring to the game. We've got some new shapes here in the core set. One of the new mission markers there as well. And then we also have some, on the next sheet, a couple more of the new asteroids, but relatively everything stays the same. All the maneuver dials are exactly the same as before. Then we have the new ship tokens for the new TIE Foe, as in TIE First Order, and the T-70s there, the new X-Wing design, and the dials as well. So again, they've added some new stuff, and they have changed some of the rules slightly. I'll get to that shortly, but everything else is basically the same. So we'll ignore the advert catalogue. So we have here an advert sheet as well. Funny enough, for the original Wave 2 and the Falcon. So a bit of a strange one to advertise in there, but oh well. Next up we have the new mission guide. So there's some new missions in here you can play. So if you've just bought this core set and this is all you have for X-Wing, there's some missions in there that you can run rather than just having to dogfight with each other. We have a brand new Learn to Play rulebook. I think the layout on this is a little bit nicer than the original. Let's have a look through quickly. So nothing too much has changed. There are, like I said, one or two rules changes, but otherwise everything still plays the same as the original X-Wing you play. This also explains the way you form your lists now. So the Resistance can join the Rebel Alliance. First Order and the Empire go together, and then Scum and Villainy is still just full of Scum and Villainy. So you can use the old X-Wing with the new X-Wing, for example, in lists. Then we have a rules reference. So we see these in a lot of other Fantasy Flight games. They finally printed one in for the X-Wing, so I don't remember it being in the original set. And this just gives you some more technical clarifications of the rules. For those of you who already play X-Wing, it might be worth having a quick flick through. There are a couple of changes, most of it very minor stuff and probably stuff you're already using because it just incorporates the FAQ into here as well. And yeah, nice and simple in there. Nothing too much. Again, everything has pretty much stayed exactly the same. So you still get your 3 of each dice in there, which is not quite enough. You do need another dice pack to roll them all without having to re-roll any of them. You can see the range rule underneath there, so I'm not going to show you through all those because, well, you've seen them all before, I'm sure. But what I am going to show you is some of the new ship cards. So this is the first of the new T-70s. This is Poe Dameron, one of the main characters from Force Awakens. This is a slight improvement over the original X-Wing. It's slightly more points as a result still. And his ability, while attacking or defending, if you have a focus token, change one of your focus results to a hit or an evade. To note, that doesn't mean spend your focus token, it just means you can change one. So this is really useful. Rather than having to waste your focus when you've only rolled one result, you can use that there, or you only need one additional result, you can use his ability. Saves you having to waste the entire focus token, you get to keep a hold of it then, maybe for a defending attack or something. Let's put that there. Then you have the Blue Ace, one of the new squadrons. Again, very similar, and when performing a boost action, you may use the bank left or right one template, so you can actually do slightly different boosts. Now, something I didn't point out on Podama, and these new T70 X-Wings have the boost action, which is pretty cool, so a bit more manoeuvrability there in your X-Wings. They also have this new upgrade symbol, which if your camera will focus, which is this one here. So that's the Torpedo, Astromech, and this new tech upgrade. We'll see some of the new tech upgrades in there, and I'm sure we'll see them in the next wave of expansions as well. Then we have the Red Squadron Veteran, good to see Red Squadron still going. A Blue Squadron Novice, because of course you need a Veteran and a Novice. And then we're on to the Typhos, or TIE First Order Fighters. These are a remarkable improvement over the original TIE Fighters. They do now have a shield, so 25% more hit points. But of course that does mean a cost increase. So Omega Ace here is 20 points. And his ability, when attacking, you can spend a focus token and a target lock you have on the defender to change all of your results to critical results. So it's a bit of a cost, but my, is that worth it to get loads of criticals. To note, the damage deck has also changed slightly for those of you who do play X-Wing, and again, I will show you that shortly. They have also changed the rules slightly for target locking. You are now allowed to reacquire a target lock on a ship you already have a target lock on. So you don't have to spend it attacking or, you know, keep switching between ships. You can just retarget the same ship now. Then we have the Epsilon Leader. So at the start of the combat phase, remove a stress token from him for each friendly ship at range 1. So if you're flying in a tight formation and you've got to make a tight turn, very useful ability here to remove that stress from the rest of your ships. So this is going to be useful for swarm players who like to pull off daring maneuvers. And again, he has the tech ability, tech upgrade. Sorry. We have a Zeta Ace as well. When performing a barrel roll, you can use the 2 template instead of the 1. So the story behind the Typhos, they are upgraded versions of the TIE Fighters. The First Order assumedly can't just keep mass manufacturing TIE Fighters anymore. They actually need to protect their ships and give them some better gear now. And we have the Omega Squadron Pilots. This is one of your generic new Typhos, coming in at just 17 points. You get 2 of those. 2 Zeta Squadron pilots at 16 points, so the only difference being is the loss of 1 pilot skill. And then the Epsilon Squadron, so 15 points for your bog standard Typho. A few more points extra on top of a normal TIE, but then you do get the shield, the 1 extra shield, and also the tech upgrade option. You get 2 of those in there. So there's the new ships, ship cards. We'll have a look through here through the little cards. So you get a few upgrade cards in here, enough to make the game interesting if you're just playing with the core set. However, this is an expandable game, and if you are new to the game, definitely get a hold of some of the older ships now. So the first one we have is Wired. So it's an elite pilot talent, and when attacking or defending, if you're stressed, you may reroll 1 or more of your focus results. Not a bad little talent for 1 point. Then we have the new BB-8, and I will confess the toy of him is pretty cool. He's just 2 points, and when you reveal a green maneuver, you may perform a free barrel roll action. So to note, you don't have to have the barrel roll action on your ship, you just get to do a barrel roll. So this makes the new X-Wings even more manoeuvrable with the BB-8 equipped. We have R5X3. Before you reveal your maneuver, you may discard this card to ignore obstacles until the end of the round. Could be the difference between life and death, or allowing you to get that fantastic shot in on someone who thought they were nicely hidden behind obstacles. We have the Proton Torpedoes, which is an old reprint. Just good to see it in the core set. And we have one of the new tech upgrades, as you can see with a little tech symbol in the bottom. So Weapons Guidance. And what it does is when attacking, you can spend a focus token to change one of your blank results to a hit result. So this is quite a powerful ability, and for 2 points, I'm excited to see what other tech upgrades we're going to get in the next wave, Wave 8, because there's going to be some cool stuff if tech is going to go on like this. So those are the upgrades you get in the box. We have the new damage deck here, so the back of it is slightly different. You can see the colour and design of it is ever so slightly different from the original, so you can differentiate them quite quickly. Most of the deck is effectively the same. They've just changed the wording on a lot of the cards, but there are also new cards. Some of them have completely remade. So Blinded Pilot, you cannot perform attacks, and after your next opportunity to attack, you can flip the card down. So previously, Blinded Pilot said next time you attack, and you might not always be able to get a shot off for a while, so they've reworded the Blinded Pilot. So Damaged Cockpit, Stun Pilot, Console Fire, Damaged Engine, Major Explosion. So this has replaced Minor Explosion. Roll 1 attack die, and on a hit result suffer 1 critical damage, then flip this card face down. So this has replaced the Minor Explosion. Weapons Failure and Major Hull Breach. This has replaced Minor Hull Breach. Starting the round after you receive this card, all damage cards dealt to you are dealt face up, which is absolutely brutal, and then you have to flip the card face down, so you don't suffer that forever. Not that there might be much left of you after that. Structural damage, damage sensor array, loose stabilizer. So after you execute a white's maneuver, receive a stress token. Thrust control fire, and then we have the direct hits, which forms a good bulk with 7 of those in that damage deck. So yes, they've changed the damage deck slightly. They've effectively just sort of corrected some mistakes they had made with it and just tightened up a lot of the wording, and have replaced some of the cards that didn't have much impact on some, like the ones which the pilot one which removed an elite pilot talent. Well, that doesn't affect every ship. Or the one that removed a secondary weapon. Not every ship has a secondary. So they've changed those with new cards. So for those of you who are currently playing X-Wing and play tournaments, as of the 1st of January 2016, you will be required to have one of these new decks. So you've got a good 4 months as of this video to source yourself one of these. And with what you get in the new set, you're probably going to pick one of these up anyway, because the new ships are just so cool. So yes, but just be aware that you do need to have a new damage deck by the 1st of January to play in official tournaments. So let's take a look at the really cool bit of this box set, the miniatures. So you get 3 miniatures in here, same as the original core set. An X-Wing and 2 TIE Fighters, of course they're the new style of them. So bring that out here. I'm going to get some pegs to put it on, because I don't trust holding it with my big heavy hands. So let's get a couple of pegs out there. Pegs flying everywhere. Again, they haven't changed these since they put the nice little wedge in it, if anyone remembers the original release. There we go. So, this is the new TIE Fighter. So, the First Order TIE Fighter is effectively exactly the same sculpt. In the film, they've been seen to have like little antennas and stuff, but they've just kept with the same TIE Fighter mold for this. And again, the ones with the antennas might be special ones, so... as you can see, it's mostly just a colour swap. Rather than just being grey, you now have the white panels against the black ship. So, and you've got the little red stripes on the top of the cockpit as well. But otherwise, it's just a really nice repaint. It's nice and simple, contrasts well. It's quite nice. And just so you can tell what I'm saying, there it is next to original TIE. So as you can see, the actual design of it is effectively the same, but it's just that colour swap from the different greys to the white and black rather than just being greys, to represent the First Order Empire, First Order Empire. There we go, that's those two. And then we've got the new X-Wing as well. I just need to get one more pick, sorry. That one's run away. The problem with these pegs, they disappear so easily. So let's get that in there. And get that on the T-70. There we go. So this is the new X-Wing. Slightly different. The thrusters are now sort of like in two halves. Two halves that actually go with the wings rather than being separate. 4 separate ones. It's almost 2 that split in half. It's this nice new blue colour as well. I'm a big fan of them being blue. But otherwise it's only sort of minor differences to it. It's still definitely an X-Wing, just with a few modern updates. The actual sculpt itself is really nice. The paint job's really good on it. Yeah, it's quite a lovely model, I think, this new T-70. And of course, I'd be remiss not to show you it compared to an original X-Wing. Trying to get the wing, the lasers caught up there. So you can see the design of its, sorry about the fuzziness, the design of it's ever so slightly different, especially around these thruster parts. But it's still definitely that sort of iconic shape of the X-Wing that you can see. I'll show you a bit closer up at the back. Yes, that is the new T-70 compared to the old X-Wing. So I really like them being in the nice blue. I much prefer it in the blue. And there you go. That is everything you get in the new Force Awakens X-Wing core set. As with the previous core set, for new players, you get everything you need and even more now. Not only do you have the new Learn to Play book, you've also got the rules reference. So when you have those tricky questions about actions, you can look up the more officially professionally worded version of how those rules are interpreted and how they work. So easy to play, easy to learn, difficult to master as always. Again, apart from maybe wanting those extra dice, you've got everything here you could need. For existing Star Wars players, you do get the new ships. You get replacements for all of your maneuver tokens and stuff like that, which could be useful if you've been playing for quite a long time and potentially worn them down a bit. And importantly, you get the new asteroid shapes and you get the new damage deck. And like I said, if you're a tournament player, you will need one for tournaments by the 1st of January 2016. There we go. That is everything in the new Force Awakens starter set. So remember, everything you've seen here today, we sell as individual components on our website, bigorbitcards.co.uk. I hope you've enjoyed watching. If you have anything you'd like to ask, any other parts that you'd like to know about in this set, just ask in the comments below. Otherwise, remember to like and subscribe us, and join us in future when we'll be doing more X-Wing unboxings. Thanks for watching. Bye.